it, the Nokia Lumia 925. We all know this one, that's the Lumia 920, and as you almost can see, it's the same size, the same display size, but now it's AMOLED, but LCD, but pixels and size 4.5 inches is the same, but as you can see, thickness is definitely less. That's the way, let me put it like this, face to face. Here we go. Nokia is talking about 8.5 millimeters, so that's kind of average because you have that curved back, so in the middle it's a little bit more, on the edges it's a little bit less, but round about 8.5 millimeters. And as you can see, it's way less than on the 920, especially the weight has gone down from 185 to 139 grams right now, so it's a really big difference if you feel it in your palm. So you're really talking about a different league. So this for me is the first 9er Lumia from Nokia that's really handy, and it's really great to have it in its palm because that weight is okay, you can handle about that. The AMOLED display, I told you, is a difference because here we have pixels that are not illuminated from the back like on LCD, like on the 920, but here they're glowing by themselves, so you have way better contrast. As you can see here, black is really black, and especially you have the advantage that black pixels on an AMOLED display are shut down, so they don't use any power, so you're really saving power with that black background here and have great contrast. Others are telling that, yeah, well, AMOLED, it's not that natural colors. Let me show one example you might know from the typical Windows phone, pre-installed photos, and I'm trying to hold it in the camera that you can see without any reflections. I hope you can see right now like that. So is that really unnatural colors? I'm not quite sure. I'm finding it vivid. For me, it's okay, but I can understand people who say, no, that's too unnatural for me. So that's a question of taste, of course. You have NFC, you have LTE, and you have 16 gigabytes internal memory. So we are talking about net, but that's not the final release of the software, from about, around 10.5 gigabyte net free for the user. But I guess it's getting a little bit more on the final software because we have about, for at least 6 weeks till release, so there is a lot of debugging and developing stuff in the software. So I guess it will be some 12 gigabyte net. But there is another version of that Lumia 925, but exclusively on at Vodafone stores, having 32 gigabyte internal memory, leaving, I guess, around about 22 or 25 gigabyte net. So if you want to use your phone especially for multimedia purposes, I would suggest to take the 32 gigabyte version instead of the 16, because that is a little bit less on the net memory. That's a little bit, could be a problem if you're using that a lot, especially because we are talking about a great camera. Nokia is telling us it's again 8.7 megapixels like on the 920. This one, it's the same camera and it's the same camera module, as you can see here, but with a difference. There are inside is one more lens, so we are talking about 6 instead of 5 lenses inside, but the module has the same size, and the algorithms haven't been optimized, and there are special software features we're coming to right later. And especially we have that optical stabilizer like in the 920, you have in the 925 too. So you have the advantage of making sharp photos and videos even in low light situations where other phones have a little shake and the photo or video is unsharp. So that's a big advantage. We have tested that optical stabilizer on the 920 already, and it was great. So I'm hoping that it's working the same way on the 925. It shall be available in June for, at least here in Europe or Germany, for $5.99 without any contracts. So let's see what the Vodafone the Vodafone model with 32 gigabyte will cost, but I would suggest to take this one. So, and now we have a closer look to the new photo functions of the Lumia 925. All right, now we have a low light situation, and on the left you will see the HTC One, or I hope you can see it, it's this one over here, and on the right this is the Lumia 925. On both we have no lights on, and let's see, shoot here and here. And the light you have seen is just for the autofocus, it's not for leveling or for illuminating. And now we will look both photos, and both displays are on maximum illumination, maximum brightness. And now first here on the left, the HTC One, as you can see, it's very bright, and as you can see, it's a lot details inside, more than you can see with their own eyes. And on the right, oh why, Lumia 925, great picture, and as you can see, we have a dark outside, but on the inside, nevertheless, and you will see this if I'm making it a little bit bigger, those grain on the image coming from the dark from darkness, and here the pixels have to be powered up a lot, and that makes those grain in the image. And on the left you will see it on the HTC One even more, and it's darker on the edge of light and darkness. So, but nevertheless, it's a great. It's a great image too on both, and if you compare again both side by side, you will see that if we would have let's say a Sony or a Samsung besides for the third one, you would almost see nothing. So both are really great for those 2 or 3 looks we only have around here. So it's a great image, and on both sides. So that's a really good low light situation, even on that short term we are not allowed to take with us the photos, but I hope you can see on that video and on the displays of the devices. And the second thing I wanted to show you is the smart camera. You will find that here on the lenses, and that's a new one, and it will come to the 920 with a software upgrade in July. And now what you can do is, if we ask someone to move around, as you can see, the Lumia 925 will shoot 10 pictures in a row. That's what you know, but that action mode over here is something new, and you will see what I mean. Here you have a combination of those 10 single images rendered all together in one image. And now here we are with the special trick of that software, because down here you can switch on and off the single images you want to include or even not to include. And as you can see, you can do what you want. And this transparent mode here, you can choose which of those motifs will be highlighted and the other are kind of transparent, and you can change that, of course. And nevertheless, you can even afterwards switch on and off different situations. And if you like it, you can save the final image. And the other one, well, you have to back over here, and then we can switch to that it's a movement focus. And again, you have those 10 shots, but you can again use or choose one of those situations, but only one. That's for the first. And the other thing you can do is go to the background and have it sharp a little bit or high, seems like moving or going with the motive, and the background is unsharp. Okay, with a white background it's not that great ideal, but nevertheless you can choose the single foreground and the background and combine it all together. Changing faces, you will know of other phones where you can have group phones, and every person on the group photo will have its own headshot and you can choose the best one. And this one is just the other thing where you can remove objects in the background. You know all this one, but this is something I wanted to show you because it's new. So much for the photo functions of the Nokia Lumia 925. I wasn't allowed to take any photos or videos I've shot here with me because it's not the final software. But the last thing I can show you is this one. That's an optional bag you have to use if you want to charge your phone, your 925, wirelessly. If you remember the 920, this one, the big one, has that module inside, so you can charge it not by plugging in any cable, but just by laying it on a charging mat or charging module, this one. And on the 925 you have to add this one. That's a combination of a bumper, kind of bumper case and back, and that's plugged on like this one. As you can see, the edges are saved right now, and you can, just like the 920, put it on your wireless charging station and the battery is recharged again. And you can plug this off. And the thing is, you don't have to pay for it if you don't need it, if you don't want it. And especially, I've been told that 1 or 2 millimeters you can save, like this one you can see here. This is saved size and technology. If you do not want it, you don't have to pay for it, and especially you don't have to carry around it with you, and so you have a smaller and more lightweight phone without that wireless charging included inside. So, well, that's the first impression of the Nokia Lumia 920. Let me plug it off again. I can't wait for the final product to have it for the review. I'm not allowed to have any benchmarks with this one because, just like I said, it's a beta software, not a final software. So we have to be a little bit more patient, some weeks to wait for the final products. As I told, it's in June and it's costing, at least in Germany, €599 without any contract, $599. So street prices or web prices will be, I guess, round about a little bit up of €500, I guess. So let's see how much the Vodafone model will cost with its 32 gigabyte internal memory. I guess it will be a little bit 50 up to €100 more, but let's see. Okay, that's so much for the first impression of the Nokia Lumia 925. Thanks for watching, take care, and I hope to see you back soon.